All right, so before you start home grading, there's a couple of resources you need. You're going to need a quiet environment, obviously, to concentrate. It's not super hard to home grade, but it definitely helps if it's quiet and calm around you. The second resource you're going to need is a colored pen. Red is definitely preferable, but we definitely don't want to use black, blue, or pencil. We've seen some pencil, and it's really hard to distinguish whether the pencil was the child just grading their homework or it was actually home graded. So definitely a different color pen. And the last resource you're going to need is the a book to grade, and it should correlate with what level your student's in, and every parent should have this, and if you don't have it, you definitely need to talk to Miss Connie or Kristen or Miss Judy. Inside, you're just going to flip to whatever page your student's on, and all the answers are right there, so it's really easy. And we really recommend using this book, even though this math might be easy and you're saying, oh, I could do this in my sleep. We use the book for consistency and we use it for efficiency. So it'll just ultimately be faster. And we're all humans, so we're all prone to make mistakes. And with the book, it's definitely less likely to happen. So those are the resources you need. Oh, and of course you need their packet to grade. So I'm going to share my screen right now. And we're going to look at a packet, an easy 2A math packet, and I'm going to show you how to grade it. All right, so this is a 2A math packet, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to annotate on the screen how you would grade a typical math packet. So right here is what's called a grading scale, and what the grading scale is, it shows how the student did on that specific page. So every time we start grading here at the center, we start by writing our initials. So my initial is K. Oh, this is a lot harder than I thought to write on this computer. KG, and we summarize the time. So this time took 15 minutes. At home, you don't have to initial, but it's cool if you summarize the time. And actually, we're trying to get the student to summarize their own time because it's a good habit to learn how to add how long it took. So that's a work in progress, though. So if you want to summarize the time at home, that's fine. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take out this correction book. So not correction book, the grading book. So the first page is 2A. 1A. So the A next to the 1 is just showing you that it's the front page of page 1. And that's what I did. I went up to 2A, 1 through 10. So we use this book to correct. So if I wanted to go down and check the answers, 2, 4, 5, 7, 6, 8, 9, and then 11 on the bottom, we see that the whole page is correct. So what we do when the whole page is correct is we draw a big circle on the page just to show the student that it's correct. And then what I would do is I would flip over to the back side, and because I have the packet here with me, I can tell you that the back side is also correct. So the whole page is correct, so then we bring it back up to the front, and we go up to that grading scale and we say this page is 100%. The whole page, front and back, is 100%. And then with that, we go up to the top and we write a dash. A dash is indicative of that page being 100. And why we write it up here is we summarize it up there, so when the student gets their packet back, they can easily say, hey, on the third page, I have a couple corrections to do. So they can quickly turn to the third page and do it. So this whole page is 100%. Now I'm going to show you what a page looks like when it's not 100%. So I'm going to pull up. I'm going to pull up this packet. All right, so as you can see, it also has the grading scale. The child's name and time won't be on this page. That is only on the front page. And we start grading, and again, we look at our book and we grade it. So 3. We see that 6 is incorrect because 4 plus 1 is 5. We know that. So when an answer is incorrect, we draw a check mark directly over the number. All right, no X's, no circling, just a check mark. And we do that so it's consistent with our grading here in the center. And then we finish grading this page. 7 plus 6, 7, 9 plus 1 is 10. Oops, sorry, I have a couple bars in the way. 8 plus 1 is not 7, so we know that's wrong again, so we draw another check mark. All right, and 11 plus 2 is 12. So that's it for that page. And because, again, I have the packet here, the back page is actually all correct. So we turn back to the page that has the check marks on it, and we go back up to this grading scale. However many wrong is written in this gray area underneath the percentages. So it correlates with the check marks you have. So if there was 1 check mark, it would be a 90%. And if there were more than 1 check mark, 2 or 3, which it is, we would mark the 80%. And with that marking, we just go back to our first page along with the summary, and we say that on the second page, instead of a dash, we'll write the number that correlates with this grading scale. So it would be an 8. So if we go back to that first page. So this page right here, which I had written on previously, which if you remember, it's 100 on this page. So we have a dash. And on the second page, it's an 8. All right, and it'll look exactly like that. So on the first page, 100, second page, 8. So let's just say I graded everything else, and it was another 100 on the third page. There was 1 wrong on the fourth page, so it would be a 9. And on the last page, it's another 100. So as you can see, it's easy for the student to look at this and say 2 pages. On the second page, I have a couple wrong. Third page is fine. And on the fourth page, I have another couple wrong. And that's really it. Math is pretty easy, right? So, and again, your finished project should look like this. And then you should have a big circle on this page because you had already graded it. Yep. All right. And that's how you grade low-level math. Not too bad, right? So if you guys could kind of hop on the grading train, again, it'll just make your Kumon experience that much better. All right. Thank you. Oh my God. I don't remember how to get out of here.